The iPhone 8 Plus is actually a great phone thanks, in part, to that A11 Bionic chip, improved speakers, and wireless charging. But it stands in the shadow of the far more popular iPhone X and its sleek new design. But after comparing the two, I think the iPhone 8 Plus is as good as, and in some cases even better than the iPhone X. In fact, here are my top 5 reasons why you should consider buying the iPhone 8 Plus. Number 5, that great camera. Both phones come with dual 12 megapixel cameras. The only difference between them is the telephoto lens on the 8 Plus is not as clear as in low light settings as the one on the 10. But you still get those great quality photos on the standard lens and portrait lighting where you can change the look from simple to dramatic. Video quality is exactly the same, so you can shoot at 1080p as you see here. 4K at 60 frames per second, which I'm really excited to try out soon, and slow motion at either 120 or 240 frames per second like this, and it looks simply amazing. The only difference on the front-facing camera is that the 8 Plus doesn't have portrait lighting and cannot create animojis. But this is something I personally never planned on using anyway. The camera on the 8 Plus certainly holds its own if you love taking pictures. Number 4, Touch ID versus Face ID. The ability to unlock your phone by simply looking at it is a really cool feature of the iPhone X. And Face ID is supposed to recognize you even if you subtly change over time. But since it is a first generation product, there are a lot of reports that Face ID is slow and doesn't work consistently. On the other hand, Touch ID, which is on the 8 Plus, has been around for several years, so Apple has had time to perfect it. It's lightning fast and is more consistent than Face ID right now. That way you can start using your phone that much faster, which is really what matters most. I've learned in life that it's better to be a little patient and wait for technology to improve. So even though Face ID may be the future, you may want to go with the more consistent technology today, and that's Touch ID. Number 3, battery life. The iPhone X actually has a bigger battery than the iPhone 8 Plus, but if you look at the info listed on Apple's website, it shows that the 8 Plus, at times, actually lasts longer. I think this is because the OLED screen on the 10 burns through the battery much faster than the LCD screen on the 8 Plus. And when I compared the two displays in the store, the 10 was much sharper and brighter than the one on the 8 Plus. But it comes at a heavy price because you get shorter battery life. So if you like to play games, watch movies, or do anything on your phone, this will definitely cut into how long you can use it before charging. Some reviewers have even suggested that you may want to use wallpaper that is mostly black to conserve battery on the 10, but I feel that defeats the purpose of an OLED display. Number 2, the price. Apple is notorious for charging the most for their products, and a spec'd out iPhone X will cost you almost $1,200, and that doesn't even include the extra $200 for AppleCare. The iPhone 8 Plus, which is still really expensive, for the same 256 gigabyte model, costs $200 less, and the insurance is even cheaper. Most of the time you get what you pay for, but in this case, I think the 8 Plus is a better value because you get to enjoy the Apple experience with proven technology at a much cheaper price. Also check with your carrier to see if they're offering a discount like this one. You can save a ton of money if you're due for an upgrade or if you want to change carriers. And the number one reason for buying the iPhone 8 Plus is that giant screen. The main selling point to me for the iPhone Plus models is the ability to watch videos and play games on such a large screen. So when the 10 was introduced with an even bigger and sharper display, I was all in. But when you look at the fine print at the bottom of Apple's website, it says that the screen size for the iPhone X is 5.8 inches, but the actual viewable area is less. And when I started using the 10 in the store, the screen size felt much smaller than the 8 Plus. Here's an example. This is the iPhone 8 next to the 8 Plus. All videos on the 10 default to a screen size similar to the 8. But when you zoom in to fill the entire display, the 10 cuts off the edges of your video so you actually see less. Even texting on the 10 was way too cramped. Having a larger screen for texting, watching movies, and playing games, all with a larger battery, are all reasons why I chose to get the iPhone 8 Plus. Now, if you're not sure which one you should buy, think about what's more important to you. If you've got to have that new design, then get the 10. But if that either doesn't matter to you, or you still like the look of the 8 Plus, then get that one. Now, I thought about waiting for the iPhone 10 Plus, which is scheduled to come out pretty soon, but I decided to upgrade to the 8 Plus instead right now, since it is still cheaper, and I want to wait for Face ID to improve. There you have it, my top 5 reasons to buy the iPhone 8 Plus. Leave a comment below on which phone you have or are interested in buying. Also, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more. And now for a quick unboxing. I ended up buying the Space Gray 256 version because I wanted the extra space to film some 4K footage in the future. Here's some literature, stickers, and instructions. This Space Gray looks great, but it is a fingerprint magnet. And the glass back for the wireless charging, that dual pixel camera I referenced earlier. The entire phone feels a bit heavier than my 6 Plus, which I upgraded from, thanks to this glass. Here's the headphones. And here's the adapter for the headphone jack. And here's the charging brick, lightning connector, and that's it. Thanks for watching my review of the iPhone 8 Plus. See you next time.